pleasant band in its own right. Equivalent sums grit and combustible funk burrow the cadence segment, yet not even close as early stages pundits have portrayed them. For a very long time they have remained consistent with a similar brisk recipe which here and there works out, yet as a rule just becomes dull. Oddly, their endeavors at sappy nostalgia normally wind up being the singles that get steady airplay. Much more standard than the Chili Peppers, Bon Jovi were the banner young men for 80s hair metal and were faithful to their code sufficiently long to make tedious clones of their each and every. And fans couldn't differentiate. In a meeting, one musician asserted they could never make a test collection since they would not like to swindle fans by being childish. I speculation nobody ever revealed to them that it takes childishness to make workmanship. Before American Idiot, Green Day was a noteworthy youthful band, mixing unadulterated troublemaker with flavorful tunes, wrenching out tunes, for example, Brain Stew and Good Riddance. In any case, after 2004, they stopped to be a band and turned into an establishment. It was not at this point a melodic element as much as an arena-selling appearance. Many groups attempted to follow their model and are incompletely answerable for the lack in underground rock today. Since quite a while ago considered a definitive arena band, U2 in its day, that time known as the 80s, were a creative force to be reckoned with. Yet, presently that vamping guitar appears to be not so much compelling but rather more mesmerizing, and not in a thoughtful way. Bono's voice is surprising. However, on occasion falls under the heaviness of conveying some unremarkable tunes that by one way or another wind up getting major airplay. Axl Rose is perhaps the quintessential exaggerated hair metal frontman, the principle of ostentatious domineering surliness that a few pundits take as a type of desire. How could this band become known as perhaps the best impact in Stone today? Cut is an incredible guitarist, however a performance doesn't make a tune. A commendable guitar band. However, as great specialists, they come up short. Truly, they made Smile. Indeed, they made some out of the catchiest music of the 60s and practically without any help created California rock. Be that as it may, there is the point at which a band stops to be just compelling and moves into the domain of being refined. Also, practically the entirety of their singles are vague until halfway through the ensemble. Metallica, in spite of mainstream thinking, didn't waste time known as hefty metal and a lesser significant imaginative impact as a famous band. Their reach from speed rock to epic synthesis is exceptionally empty on close examination, both musically and melodiously. What started as a bloated impersonation of grit wound up selling an astounding 8 million duplicates in 2 years of a gratingly undermined and soul-sucking pop collection, supporting awesomely well-known singles and pale, dull fan top choices. The consideration this band jumps consistently for being predictable is unreasonable in contrast with the inventive questions battling in LA clubs. How did a band this worn-out and young adult increase so much courtesy? It is one of the world's most noteworthy riddles. fans and pundits the same recognition, and for having the option to convey their tunes utilizing just 3 harmonies and continually beating riffs. They rank exceptionally on this rundown for that very definition, but since they have taken the good news of rock and transformed it into a Walmart wear, joining Aerosmith in having Guitar Hero symbols and endless melodies on the diagrams that are near incomprehensible, they speak to exemplary stone hanging on by a thread. And keeping in mind that that might be acceptable, it's no motivation to put them on so fantastic a platform. Try not to misunderstand me. Kurt Cobain was an extraordinary lyricist and had the option to pull off redundancy, since that is the ticket underground rock was intended to be introduced as a slipshod prison of genuineness, not that they couldn't be melodic, as on the combustible MTV Unplugged. It's but rather the band that is exaggerated the reason. After Cobain's demise, Nirvana stopped to be a band, even a corporate undertaking, producing a monstrous allure of t-shirts and different types of clothing, which Cobain scorned and saw as a type of cockerel rock similarity. Amusingly, Nirvana has become the very thing Cobain consistently battled against, and has enlivened boundless troublemaker groups to sell out and become obscure products. Also, Cobain's demise has made him, according to fans, to be a saint, a frightful distortion of a despairing end. Cobain was no worthier, however. The prominence that has followed for as far back as decade is sadly shocking.